Today I want to share with you why I personally don't weigh myself anymore. I actually haven't gotten the scale in probably like a year now, and why I don't do that, and also why I don't encourage it to the clients who go through my wellness program. So I'm going to share that with you today. And if you're new to my channel and you don't know who I am, I'm Savannah. I'm a health and body image coach, and I help women get unstuck in their health journey through mindset training. I come out with new videos every single Monday, so if you're into learning about health, learning about body image, and how you can improve your relationship with yourself and have an overall more sustainable approach to health, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any videos that I come out with regularly. And I'll also go ahead and attach my social media links if you want to go ahead and follow me over on Instagram or TikTok. If you haven't watched some of the videos where I share a little bit more about my personal journey with my body image and my weight and my health, then make sure you go explore my other videos, because I kind of talk a little bit more about my personal journey. 2.5 years ago that I really started a journey towards healing. And that's not to say that before that I didn't, I wasn't already concerned about my weight or my body and exercise and nutrition. I grew up playing sports, and I did softball, powerlifting, dance, tennis. I did a wide variety of different sports, and I even went on to play college softball. So I was super active for a really long time. I can remember as young as middle school, like really being concerned about my weight and how I looked in the mirror and looked in my clothes. And even some of the sports that I played, always trying to be the best at what I did, whether it was softball or powerlifting, whatever. I was always trying to improve and get stronger. So I was in the gym a lot, I was exercising a lot, but I was also trying to pay attention to my nutrition. And a lot of the motives behind that were not because I was trying to fuel my body properly. It had a lot to do with trying to control my body image. And I was very fixated on my weight as well, and part of that was because, not to say that powerlifting is a bad sport, because I absolutely love powerlifting, and my time doing that and the coaches and the team that I was a part of, it was incredible. But with powerlifting, you are categorized in weight classes, and for me it was really such a struggle, because I was going to make sure that no matter what, I was not going to go up in a weight class, even if it meant that I was, I weighed at the bottom of that weight class. It was a matter of insecurities, of like, I didn't want people to think that I was heavy, and I really held myself back in terms of how strong I could have gotten in the weight room, because I was so concerned about my weight going up. And that also showed up in my softball career in college. And I was always very focused on my weight. So it was a constant cycle back and forth with myself, that I was trying to get stronger, I was trying to get better and improve in my sport, but I was fighting against myself with my nutrition, because I did not want to see my weight go over a certain amount. I wasn't focused on nourishment. I was only focused on counting my calories and making sure that I was controlling the amount of calories I was eating, and I didn't really care about the quality of where that food was coming from. So it was a really hard struggle for me for a really long time, and until after I graduated college and finished school, I really started to go on my own journey of trying to heal the relationship with my body, and to just really shift the approach I had with my journey altogether. It started with me really trying to accept my body for how it was, and to just focus on taking the best care of it possible. And I was still paying attention to my weight, but I was no longer trying to focus so much on weight loss goals, although it was somewhat of a priority for me at the time. When I started, it was no longer my main focus. And so I was only weighing myself once in a while, and to my surprise, I actually had lost a decent amount of weight without weighing myself for a good month. And although I was super proud of myself, I started to realize that even though I was making this progress that I was hoping was going to be a byproduct of everything that I was doing, I was still wanting more. And what I mean by that is even when I would hit like a weight loss goal that I secretly kind of was carrying around in my head that I thought would be ideal for myself, after I would hit it, I would have a new goal in my mind that I was like, okay, I think I could lose 5 more pounds. And then I would really have the body that I desire and I want and be super proud of. And it was just something that kept happening over and over again, and it never stopped. And it was almost like this thing that I kept chasing. And then when I did get on the scale, if I didn't see any progress or if I saw my weight went up a little bit, then I noticed that I still was spiraling into this toxic thought process for myself that really did not serve me at all. It had so much hold over my self-worth, regardless of if it was what I wanted to see versus what it wasn't what I wanted to see. And I finally came to the realization that I did not need the scale to be healthy and to take care of my body the way that I wanted to. So I finally let that expectation of myself go. And actually now, if I'm gonna go to the doctor or if I have to get my weight checked for something, I actually ask the doctor or whoever it may be to not tell me what it is, because again, for me, it's this thing that has always been this negative trigger for me since such a young age that it just no longer serves me. And it's like, I am so aware of that about myself now that it's like, why would I ever go back to that? You know, and I think of it in a way of like, we don't go back to toxic ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends because we know what it ends up leading to. We know it ends up leading to chaos, and we know the outcome of it every single time. And yet sometimes we fall into that pattern of going back to it over and over again because it's what we know, it's what we're familiar with, but we know that in the long term it's actually hurting us. And you know, that's not to, try and compare the situations, but that is an example I can think of to make it make sense of why I no longer use the scale and why I don't encourage it for clients either. And it's not something that I'm saying like the scale is evil or that it doesn't have a purpose, because obviously it does. And obviously not everyone has that relationship that I had and have with the scale, but also I think it has become such a huge focus in our health journey, and it doesn't need to be as big of a focus as it is, because there are so many ways that we can measure how a person is healthy outside of physical appearance and outside of weight, that it does not have to be the main focus. And I think unfortunately for a lot of people it is, because diet culture and fitness culture has made it such a huge thing now for people that we think that we need to care about those things, and honestly we don't. And unfortunately the narrative now for a lot of people is that their weight and their size holds worth in who they are as a person and their value, and that's just not true. And ultimately that's what I feel very called to help other women navigate and figure out, is that this idea of health can be totally defined by you, and you are in complete charge of it, and you get to determine what ways you want to measure your progress and measure how well it is going for you. So that is my own personal experience with the scale and why I no longer weigh myself, nor do I care about my weight. And I've managed to stay healthy and stay the same size that I've been, and it just has no longer been a factor for me. And I'm so much more focused on the things that encourage me and make me feel good. And I'm not focused on the negative things or the lack of progress that I'm seeing. I focus on the things that encourage me and make me feel like I'm progressing every single day, whether it's a new positive thought that I had about myself. Try to find those things throughout my day so that it encourages me to keep going. So I hope that this was helpful, and if you have any questions about my journey or how I help women on their own journey, let me know in the comments, or you can DM me on one of my social media platforms. And if you ever have an idea of a topic that you want me to cover on this channel regarding mindset, regarding health, lifestyle, body image, well-being, please let me know so that I know that I am creating topics that you find helpful and value in. Thanks for watching.